When you're scared, you don't have any perception of where you sit inside. You sit inside the fear. You sit inside the neurosis. You sit inside the panic. You sit inside the pain, the discomfort. Why? Because they're very loud and they distract your consciousness. Pain is very loud. Suffering is very loud. Complaints are very loud. A lot of noise can be made in there by the mind and by the heart and by the body, for sure. When that happens, you don't realize it. It's like when you're drowning, you can be so drowned, you don't even know where you are. You know, you're up, you're down, you're just flailing your arms, you're in trouble. That is what it's like inside for almost every single human being. They don't realize it, and we'll talk about why, because it's all relative. If you're in the water and it's tough and it's so and you're having trouble drowning, but you learn how to dog paddle and push your hands down and keep your head above the water, you say, I'm doing okay. You're not doing okay. Relative to drowning, you're doing okay. But you're not doing okay. Things happen, and all of a sudden a wave comes over. You're just making it. Most people are just making it. The rest aren't making it at all. They commit suicide, they close up, and then a couple of pictures hanging on the wall, are okay. And we're going to talk about that. What it means to be okay, what it means to be drowning, and why, and what to do about it. The first thing to understand is most people, they don't know they're drowning. Let's say a successful person, and they say, no, I'm not drowning, I'm doing fine. What if your wife left you? Why'd you say that? I would die. What if your child died? Oh my God. What if you lost your job? Oh my God. What if your best friends turned on you? What if you turned the corner to go to your house and it wasn't there? And not that it was burned down. It was never there. There's no place there, and the neighbors know nothing about you. How you doing? In other words, you are relatively okay. It's not even reasonable for you to talk like this. Who's ever heard anybody talk like this? You're relatively okay. You're okay as long as things are the way you expect them to be. You're okay as long as that little raft in there that you're hanging on to floats. And because you're doing pretty good at dog paddling and treading water, having more treading water, right? And you stayed above for a while, you kind of forgot what it was like to be overwhelmed. But you're still struggling. If all of a sudden the relationship isn't working so good, you go to counselors. You work it out. Come on, work it out. Why? Because I don't want to find out what it's like in there if I don't work it out. Same thing with finances. Same thing with respect. You are relatively okay. I don't want to take that away from you. You're welcome to be relatively okay. I want you to be absolutely unconditionally okay because you're capable of that state. And that's the far, far beyond. And most people have never visited there. Don't even know it exists. They only know, how do I stabilize the ship? How do I keep this afloat? The very fact that you have to do anything at all, means it's conditional. And you know how conditional it is? If you plan a party outside and it looks like it's going to rain tomorrow, you're not okay, are you? You do this thing called worrying. Does anybody worry? You worry, you're going to drown. You worry the raft won't hold you. Isn't it fun to not be okay and worry about it and feel that you have to do it to be okay? You have to make sure you look good, that you talk good, that you sound smart, that you don't say something stupid, that you're not too hot, it's not too cold, you don't drop anything in your clothes. How many things you have to not have happen to be okay? A lot. And worrying, to me, is my favorite. Why? It's one thing if there's a problem and you're having a problem. You got to deal with that. We'll talk about that. But to not be having a problem and think that maybe you will have a problem and worry about it, that's what worry is. You don't worry about what's actually happening. You try to deal with it. Do your best to deal with it, right? But if it's not happening, but you know it could, you worry. See how simple it is? It's not hard to understand people. They're not okay. They have made up a structure system inside that if it goes that way, they're relatively okay. They're not drowning, had a good day. And they worry that something will happen that upsets the ship, upsets the boat. Guess what? You do not have to live like that. You should not be living like that ever, ever. Whereas other people teach you, your society teaches you how to get what you need, to get what you want and avoid what you don't want. Now you don't have to worry. Feel confident. You have enough money. Get insurance. So you're okay as long as you think you got it together, and yet you know always something could go wrong. Can it? I am telling you, you do not want to live like that. You do not have to live like that. It is not about being smart. It's not about being rich. It's not about being good looking. It's not about people liking you. It's not about any of that. It's about how are you doing inside. What it's really about is not how to not drown. Why are you drowning? Who said there's drowning in there? I once gave a talk and it said the following: nobody's drowning. Nobody's drowning. What's happening is there's 1 inch of water. They have laid face down in it, and they're thrashing to get out, making a splash in their face. That's how you're drowning. You're causing your own problems. You're causing your own drowning. You're causing your own conditions. You're causing your own non-well-being, period. Now, that's intense because you can think of all kinds of situations that would make it not be okay. I can tell you there's a state inside of you that none of those situations would make you not okay, that you are unconditionally fine. You're the highest being that walked the face of a nice Jewish yogi, and I really, really like Christ's teachings. He said, as I sit at the throne of my Father, that means your state of consciousness, so you shall sit by my side. And these things which I do, you should do these and even greater things. What is that telling you? You're a pretty high dude, and do this. Okay? You are the highest thing that ever walked the face of the earth. Nothing can touch you. Nothing. Well, then why is it like this? Okay, let's talk about it. Is it meant to be like this? Is it meant to be with all this worrying and all this turmoil and all this possible drowning and all these problems? Absolutely not. That was the fall from the garden. You fell from the state I'm talking about, absolute total well-being, period, having a good old time, enjoying creation. What part of creation? All of creation. You're with God, you're God. You created the whole thing, having a good old time. Okay? What happened? Oh, there's the key. What happened? What happened? Well, and they say it. That's what's meant in that story in Genesis. A yogi gets it. If you get out, even for a moment, you understand everything that happened. When you get off the planet Earth, like the astronauts did, one look at that little ball floating out there and have this thing called an overview effect. Ever heard of it? Their life changes because it puts it all in perspective. You go deep enough inside and you come back, holy mackerel, you realize you fell down from up to down. You feel it, you know it, you'll never forget it. What does that mean? Why did I fall down? They said you ate of the tree of self-knowledge. Wow, it's good to know yourself. No, it's not that self. You fell, the consciousness, I'm going to talk about it. Don't worry. The consciousness, your consciousness, your being, your awareness of being, fell into the body. What does that mean? Where did it fall from? It didn't fall. If I want to look at that picture, I don't have to go out of the chair, do I? Well, how'd you see it? I just projected my consciousness onto it. That's what fall from the garden means. Your consciousness is aware of whatever it's aware of. It used to be aware of everything. My Father and I are one. You're God. You're aware of everything. That awareness focused on this body. Which one? Well, you got one. The ray of consciousness focused on a body. And when it focused on the body, there was so much noise, so much feeling, so much stuff coming in, all the different senses and everything like that, that it got so distracted that it forgot who it was. I put up a telescope out there in the field, very powerful one. And you go out there and there's this little 1/4 inch aperture that you look through, a tiny little thing. And you look through that and you see, oh my God, and make believe you see a planet with things happening. Your telescope is so powerful. And there's people running around, animals, and you get so fascinated that after an hour, you don't come back. And then after 5 hours, you just stay there. And then after a day, you don't know there's a back. You got sucked in. Can you concentrate so thoroughly on something that it becomes who you are? You do it all the time. Your consciousness is not this body. It's not the body. The body is something it's aware of. It's certainly aware of it, but I'm not aware of your body. I'm aware of mine. Why? Because your consciousness is staring at your body, and my consciousness is staring at my body. Otherwise, great beings can feel everything you feel in your, I don't talk about it. Okay? It's like basically because you're staring at you, you only see you. Why? Why do I only see me? Because that's all you're looking at. If I were to stare at my hand, I'm not, but maybe I was a great meditator, a great master, a great concentration. I stared at my hand so thoroughly, could I stare at it enough that you guys aren't here? I mean, you're here, but I don't know it. Yes or no? Could I put all of my awareness? You do it. You go to a movie, okay, in a theater, and it's a really, really good movie. You're not in the theater for 2 hours. Where are you? In the movie. You don't know the people next to you. You don't know the temperature. Right or wrong, can that happen? That's what's happening when your conscious stares at your body. It gets lost in what it's looking at. You are not your body. You are not your body. That's the funniest thing I ever heard of. Guess what? You're not your car either. You're not your car. You're not your house. You're not your wife. You're not your husband. You're not your kids. You're not your clothes. But you're very aware of them. Can somebody become so enthralled and attached to their car that it's almost like a part of them, that they get hurt if something happens to it, if somebody touches it, somebody scratches it, anything happens, they freak out. You identified with the object that you were staring at. That's different than just seeing it. You identified with it. Do you or do you not identify with your spouse? Do or you do not identify with your kids? Tough talk, right? You projected your sense of awareness, your sense of consciousness onto that item. That somebody has a jewel, it's so important to them. They would have a heart attack if somebody took it. Could you be so attached? That means you identified with it as part of yourself. You are in there and you project your consciousness onto certain things. And one thing you project your consciousness onto is your body, right or wrong. You sure do, right? Why? It makes a lot of noise. If you touch it, it gets back there and you feel it. I don't feel when the touch is yours. I feel it back here. When you open your eyes, you see what's there. Do I see everywhere? No, I only see what's in front of my eyes. So all of a sudden, I've totally hypnotized to identify with what I'm experiencing. Now, what I'm experiencing is the body and the senses. Therefore, I say, I am that. I am a woman. I am a man. I am tall. I am old. I think it's hilarious that if 10 years ago I asked you, who are you? You'd say, I'm a 30-year-old. And now I ask you, say, I'm a 40-year-old. But which are you? Are you the 30-year-old or the 40-year-old? Look in the mirror when you're 10 years old. I say, who is that? Me. Now go look when you're 80. Who's that? Me. Well, I don't understand, man. You're lost. They look really different. Which one is you? You understand that? You're just identifying with whatever you're looking at. That's the fall from the garden. It's not so complicated. Did you go anywheres? No. Did you go anywheres when you went from 10 to 100 to 90 years old? No. You just were in there. You're in there. You've been in it the whole time, have you not? When you looked in the mirror, you're 10. What'd you see? A 10-year-old's body. Look in there when you're 80. What do you see? An 80-year-old body. Who sees it? Me. You use the word I all the time, the word me all the time. So what has happened is, we'll start with the body. The consciousness focused on the body. It did not fall anywhere. It's still there. I'm still in this chair, and I'm looking at that picture. I just identified with it, so I'm only paying attention to that. If I stop identifying with it, I'm back in the chair. How hard was it? It's not. I have to go back somewhere. I have to stop leaving. I teach that all the time. It's not use it to go back to God. Stop leaving. You're already there. That is your seat of consciousness. You're a great being. The kingdom is within you. I like quoting Christ. And he's an enlightened master giving the same teachings that all the great ones did. All right? What does it mean the kingdom is within you? Are you in there? Hello, you in there? You hear me? That you.